everybody. Welcome to the show. Tonight, I have one of my favorite guests on here, Vicky. She has got her group on here with her, so we're going to be talking to them and see how they got into the paranormal and just small interview, nothing major. See what kind of equipment they have and what their favorite piece of equipment they would use and stuff like that. And let's see. Hey, Bud Files, how you doing, buddy? I know my buddy Dwayne said he's supposed to be in here in a little while. He sent me a message earlier. Uh, let's see. This coming Friday, we are going to be going to the bridge again where we had our gremlin to go off. I'm taking a guy from my work. I checked on him the other day and got talking to him again, and he said that he wanted to go with us when we go again, so we got it set up for Friday. I'm kind of excited for that. And we also getting ready to have a group cookout for our paranormal group and their families. I can't wait for that. There's Neil. He's on Facebook side. He's watching tonight. So everybody, let's meet Vicky and meet her team, and let's get this show on the road. Hey, Vicky.
Hey. At least we're not squealing. So we got it figured out. And that's Andrea. Well, the names are there. Yeah.
So let's see. So how is everybody been?
Good. Doing good. We took a trip out to where we're going to do an investigation 2 hours away. So it was a 4-hour round trip. And so we're kind of on the tired side, but I'm getting my second wind now. I've sat down long enough to kind of,
Yeah, I just got home from work probably about an hour ago and got ready for everything.
And ate your good dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, I had some good stuff. I gotta go back and get me another one. So how did y'all get started into the paranormal? How, like, as a group and everything? What made y'all want to do the paranormal?
Well, individually, we have our own thing on how we did it. But in 2006, I founded the group. I told Jesse, my oldest son, I said, I'm going to need some help. And he said, okay. I said, because I can't do it by myself, And Andrea's the first one that wasn't family. The group started with my youngest daughter and her husband and Jesse and me. And then Andrea joined. Yep. And then after that, it was Marty that joined. Now, Marty is no longer in the group. He's just a consultant. But then my daughter and her husband had moved to Kansas City, and it was just like a week later, Liz worked with Jesse, and she overheard him asking for time off because we had an investigation to do, and she jumped on it. And next thing you know, her and Ruben were in the group. And I think that was like 2007, I think, or something like that. But then Stephen, he came in when I think it was like 2010, 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it was. And that's how the group got started. I mean, what the group does is mainly we do residential. And that's why we don't have a lot of videos, because they wanted to be kept private. They don't want people coming out to the properties and messing around and what have you. But we are going to, and I've been saying this, and it's taken forever. We all have lives, we have jobs, and some of us own our own businesses and things, and it's just hard to get videos put together.
Yeah.
And when it comes to editing videos, I just suck at it. I mean, I just do. So, you know, but yeah, that we kind of, Liz and Ruben, they, on the skeptic side, Jesse, he's skeptic, but yet he knows, he's seen and heard things, but yet, you know, he's not 100% right there on everything. And it's good to have skeptics because it
Oh,
keeps you down on things, and everything's, you know, we debunk a lot and things like that. But our main goal is to help people
yeah.
that's having problems and things like that. So.
Yeah.
But the others, I came in and, you know, I have told you in the past that I've been in, paranormal's been a part of my life since I can remember in one way or another, you know.
Mm.
So it just led me into wanting to start a group and help people.
Yeah.
So
That's what our group is also. We want to help people, and we just do the clinic stuff just for fun
or see
to
what you can get. Yeah. Yeah.
learn as we go. In case we do get to go to a house, we can understand how to use the equipment and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's, you know, there's some people that claim to be experts in the field and stuff, and there's just not.
Yeah.
There's no way, because no situation is the same. I mean, you have to deal with things a little different, but you're always learning stuff, you
Yeah.
know, and so that's how I look at stuff like that, you know, on it. And I love learning new things, new ideas, and things to do when you're investigating, and things of that nature. I won't provoke. We will use things for trigger items and things like that, but I won't provoke. I just have no, I don't see any good coming from that, you know.
Yeah.
So
We we actually went and bought us a couple other trigger object stuff to use when we go out. So I'm gonna reveal all that stuff on our next location when we get ready to go.
yeah, your little Yoda went off it when you guys was at the clinic,
Yeah.
and but you didn't react quite as well as you did with when Gizmo went off or Luke went off. Yeah,
Yeah.
you jumped up, and the look on your face was worth $1,000,000.
Yeah. Let's see.
You should make
Hey,
a
good.
T-shirt with what you said. You know, no freaking way, no way.
Yeah. I I I got a lot of people picking on me about that at work now. They've been watching the video and they laughing at me for getting up and all this and that. And I said, well, it did startle me a little
Well, you
bit.
felt something on your leg, and that
That's
threw
what
you.
got me get up.
Yeah.
That's what made me get up. So, what is y'all's favorite
Yeah.
piece of equipment that y'all take with y'all when y'all go in?
You're breaking up on my end.
What is y'all's favorite piece of equipment that y'all take to go into when y'all do an investigation?
Mute yours. I'll mute mine. Mine's on a different network.
You're going to unmute.
Mute yours.
How do I mute it?
Turn off your speakers.
Help. Toggle mute. Is that it?
Yeah, she's muted.
Okay, I'm muted.
Is it mine? Okay.
Okay, we had to switch the volumes out on the laptops because you was breaking up on mine.
You have to turn off your mic too.
Jesus, now where's it at?
It
It should be at the bottom of your screen.
Uh-huh.
It says unmute stop cam or mute stop cam.
right there.
Clear over the
Okay. So we should be good.
Okay, Jonathan, we're good now.
I'm on a different network, so
Yeah.
I think it was the internet.
Did you say what was our favorite piece of equipment?
Yeah.
We got a lot of different things, but I'll tell you what, as long as I've got a video camera, I think it's the most that can do the most. I can catch, audio on it and visual on it. So, as far as needing the video is most important to me. As far as favorite, liking to use it, I like to use the Spirit Box a lot on it because I get a lot of decent EVPs through there quite a bit. I don't know, but as far as favorite, I would say the Spirit Box was my favorite.
Yeah.
What about you guys? You're all quiet, just sitting here.
Spirit Box, definitely.
Okay.
But it's hard to listen.
You guys are just looking at each
I'm-
other.
I'm waiting for them to speak. He
I
just looked
like-
back at me.
I like the coin that we were using.
He likes the yes and no coin that we used in the Global Ghost Hunt. You guys seen it on there.
Yeah,
Steven?
we're gonna try to get one of those here next month, before we get ready to go to the big investigation investigation next month. So I hope it comes in time when we get it before we go.
When are you coming to Missouri?
Oh Lordy, I don't know.
Well, I knew that, at one time he was talking about doing it. I
Yeah,
didn't know when.
I want to come. It'd probably be in the springtime whenever I get a chance to get up that way.
Okay. I know you guys have a group member from here that works with you guys.
Yeah, Tracy. She just had joined our group probably about maybe a month and a half ago, something like that. So
I used to live
I'm
in the neighboring town next to her.
yeah.
Before I moved down here, I moved down here in '96, and she was the next town over from where I lived at the time. So,
Okay. Yeah, I got to investigate with her on the battleship, so that was pretty cool.
yeah, I remember you talking about that. Stephen, what's your favorite piece of equipment?
I really don't know. I like to use the camera. I like
You have to remember
use
to
the-
speak up. The speaker
I
over
like to
here.
use the video camera. I like to use the voice recorder. I like to watch Vicky use the
Dowsing rods.
dowsing rods.
Yeah.
That's about it.
How about you, baby?
I don't have a favorite piece of equipment. It's all the same to me.
As long as
That's
she
me.
it's fine.
I've only
Yeah.
got one thing I like is my SLS camera, but it don't work half the time.
Oh, no.
We're building it ours this month.
Yeah.
Is that the one that makes stick figures?
Yes.
Yeah. I gotta find some way to change out all them batteries and use one battery pack instead of having 16 AA batteries to run it. They gotta be something different that I can rig up together.
The rebuilt batteries too.
Yeah.
So,
I did notice
in if you're using currently 16 AA batteries, what are you trying to get over to?
Oh, whatever. I can just use one that will save me money on buying batteries every time we go out to investigate.
Battery pack. Don't you use a battery pack?
Yeah, I use that. I use battery pack for my tablet because my tablet goes dead.
Okay.
And then it don't take but 30 minutes before the SLS, the camera thing, go dead.
Hmm.
You hearing that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we 16 batteries.
There's got to be a way to minimize. Ruben's thinking. Give him a second.
What voltage is that? Does it tell you, or do you just use 16
I-
batteries?
I can go through this whole thing in a night's time of AA batteries.
Oh,
Wow.
Nice.
So he wants to know what your voltage is.
I have no clue what that is. I don't know nothing about it. I bought it from my cousin.
At a
The,
time.
the various configurations can make them different voltages and different amperages.
Oh, okay.
So once we get that in and I get a solution for you, I'll send it to you.
If you can figure it out,
I'll-
he said.
I'll send a picture of it to Vicky and she can let you
I
check it
think
out.
you did it one time. I think you did
Yeah.
it one time.
Well, Ruben, whenever he builds it, he'll try to figure out like a better way to keep the batteries going longer or whatever, and see if there's a way to minimize it because 16 AA's is pretty extensive.
It
If we
is.
can minimize it down to 2 or 3 larger batteries, I mean that's right there is the weight too that we were talking about.
Good
Um,
Do you have a car battery charger?
He heard him.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, if we can get it to use a 12-volt battery, then it lasts a lot longer.
Yeah. Hey, Steven. Yeah, I was thinking about doing, like them flashlight batteries and big square ones. I was thinking about trying to rig up that, but I didn't know how long that will last. I need like something with a little generator so it keep the battery charged up every time, but I don't know. I don't know nothing much about electronics. All I know is cut it on and off, and that's it.
I will do my best to make it more efficient for you once we build ours.
He'll tell you
I
how to-
appreciate it. It looks about like Ray Charles built ours. I mean, that's how weird it looks, and it's heavy. Good Lord, it'll make your babies born bow-legged. It's so heavy.
That's what I was telling Ruben, that you said it was really heavy and holding it was this ridiculous.
Yeah, about 5 minutes, and you'll be fine somewhere setting it down.
You're gonna need-
I tried to
you're gonna
explain
need
this
a
to
tripod.
Ruben whenever we were talking about the schematics of it. I'm like, you're going to need a wider platform because once the weight starts getting to you, you're going to wish that you had more balance on it. And he swears up and down, oh, no, you maybe only need, just big enough for even the stand. I'm like, no, you still got to put the tablet on it. You still got to hold the bar. You got to have balance for, on each side for when the weight gets to you. It's a whole thing. And, I think he just really needs to hold one in his hands to see, it's much larger than what he thinks.
Well, once the components get in, we can take theory and turn it into practical, and we'll be able to figure out where we want to go with it. And apparently, it's going to give me a hernia.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, it's I got mine sitting on a tripod, so now when I'm walking out to the location and everything, I got my phone in my one hand on a tripod, and then I got the SLS on tripod on this, and here I'm walking, and I got my big light shining. Cause my dad, he'll take off, and I'm sitting out there in the dark, so I had to rig me up a light on my tripod so I can see and not fall down. It looked like Ray Charles built this stuff that we got.
Does it work?
It works, but it's
Doesn't
a
matter
headache.
what it looks like.
Do you have your tripod sitting over there? I see you keep looking over. Do you have it there in the room with you?
Yeah, it's right here. It's right there. side of my fan.
Oh,
Oh, I see it. Yeah,
It-
it's definitely gonna be interesting to mess with.
It's the guy that built it was a electrician, and he built two of them. He built their group one, and he built my cousin them one. And when my cousin them joined our group, I bought that one from them, and it works. It does good, but like I said, 30 minutes is all we can get out of it.
Yeah.
And then I start switching out batteries in the dark when my other lights goes out. And one night I had one of my AA batteries upside down in it, and I couldn't get to work whatsoever. And I think it cost us about
sorry.
$25 every 30 minutes to change batteries out.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
painful.
why we use rechargeable batteries. And I'll bring the battery charger to it, and I can be charging that and refilling them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can gobble some batteries.
Yeah. Yeah, you get into the active place and you go through batteries anyways.
Yeah. It works, but it's just, I mean, like I said though, it's just aggravating when you have to, in the middle of an investigation, you got a couple people there wanting to investigate, and you're over there messing with equipment, trying to change out all your batteries and everything.
Yeah.
It does get aggravating on that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I remember that night when you was out on the bridge and you was using your SLS. And remember that one showed up laying there on the ground next to your dad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
couldn't get up. It was like he was trying to get up and then would fall back down and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Well, the
And then
night that the gremlin,
dad looked like he was dancing a jig.
that same night when the gremlin went off, I had the SLS sitting there, and I actually caught it on SLS, but it went dead before I got my camera over there to show y'all. But there was something there sitting there at the gremlin.
We probably would have been staring at your reaction anyway.
Yeah.
I do have a. Let me know.
You always get something. I don't think, maybe one time when you went to the bridge, you didn't get very much. But most of the time when you go to the bridge, you get stuff quite a bit.
Yeah, the bridge and the places that we normally get some pretty decent activity at. I don't know why them two areas is like a hot spot for us.
Yeah.
And Peggy's house. We've always got to get a look at Peggy's house.
Yeah, those 18 graves helps it out too.
Yeah.
That's why, in my opinion, you got quite a bit of activity there. But and you used to get quite a bit of stuff at Peggy's house too.
Yeah. What's y'all's favorite place to investigate around where y'all live at? I mean, a big place that y'all have done together.
Have to be the cabin
I was
for
gonna
me.
say we're all probably gonna talk about the cabin. We did an investigation. It's in Missouri. It's not real far from us, but it's not close either. But anyway, there's 3 separate locations on this property. One of them has a cabin that was built in the 1800s. And then there's an old milk barn. And then there's a section of timber that's at the very back of the property, and it has a small little creek thing that runs through it. And they have seen what looks like you'd have a wagon train and the Pioneer family, camping there by the creek. Even during the day, it has been seen. So we've been there twice and investigated, and we're going to go back it's always something new when we go back. But yeah, it's been an experience for all of us there.
Yeah. That's
But it is a residence. It's not like a big popular place or anything like that.
I thought the woods was the best.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, the woods were shocking for us because, you don't expect to get much outside. Normally you would think something spiritual would remain around, a building where it traps the energy or whatever. But the woods were more active than we expected it to be. Reuben got his first real experience there. He was, what was it you were using? The K2?
Yeah.
K2, and he'd ask a question, and it was almost like people were walking through. It would come in waves or whatever. But the ironic part is that when you look back at the history of it, you had a lot of Native American immigrations, going through there. That was the Trail of Tears, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Trail of Tears ran right up by it.
Yeah, and they were all migrating toward Fort Wood, which is not far from us.
His
And
dad was in Fort Leonard.
oh, okay. So where it's at. But yeah, so they were, moving that way, because the soldiers were having them do that. So the ironic thing is when you take that into account, it kind of makes sense about why we were seeing waves go through that area.
Walking through.
Yeah.
That's the first time a K2 has ever done anything other than sit there on a green light with me. I thought I was grounded.
Yeah. I did get us a new K2 meter. It's a 2023 model, is what they had in the ad. So it looks like the regular one, but instead of lights going across, it's straight up and down. So it's I ain't got to use it yet. It's a little bit sensitive than the older ones is. You can just shake it and the lights go off. So you have to be real careful with it. I'm hoping that it'll work out for us because I actually got another one coming along too, probably next week. So my cousin Shasta says, "Hey, how is everyone tonight?"
Shasta.
I am doing pretty good, just tired. Yeah. Hey, Vicky. So, what is if y'all had to go into a place to investigate and you only had one thing to choose from, what would it actually be if you just reach in the bag and grab it and go, not even look what you're getting?
Video camera. Yeah. Everybody agree with that?
I would go with
a camera, either any kind of camera.
Yeah.
I would go with a tape recorder of some sort.
Yeah.
So a voice recorder?
Voice recorder.
Yeah, I'm old.
Okay. You can walk in with one of those, old school one with the red button in the middle.
When I first started investigating.
Yeah.
It might work. A recorder with a handle on the end of it.
Yep. But good luck finding one. Or the tapes.
Oh, they still have them?
Yeah, I saw that they sell them at Walmart, I think, still in the electronics section.
Yeah, they sell little tape players.
Quite honestly, I like using them. The one I had that we used to use in the group, it quit working. And
Yeah, my dad went and bought him a cassette tape player that records on it. Take out with us, takes two or three C-cell batteries, and we used it on the battleship, and it done pretty good.
Yeah.
We picked up everybody else's side of what we want to pick up, but we got something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like looking for EVPs. That's my favorite thing. It's kind of the most substantiated things I've seen other than the video that that Liz caught.
So what he's referring to, and it blows our mind because, as she said earlier, Vicky said earlier that, Reuben and I are really skeptic. I think Steven's kind of on the skeptic side as well. So we haven't caught anything though that makes us go, holy crap, everything is real,
Yeah.
But this particular video, and we have talked about it before, was something that really makes you go, okay, something's up, But anyway, we were doing an investigation down in
West
oh my
Plains.
goodness, thank you, West Plains.
Yep.
And we had a static camera set up in the kitchen. Now, Vicky, she ended up catching an entity, what seemed to be walking through the doorway. It literally blocked the door frame and all this. And it was ironic and well timed because we had cat balls in 2 separate rooms. One was in a bathroom, one was in the kitchen. Well, this doorway in the kitchen was coming, where that entity she saw coming through led straight to where the cat ball was. And I am in the command center, and Ruben and Vicky are in the house. And at the same time, well, actually not at the same time, one ball was going off in one room. It would stop. The other one would go off in the kitchen, and it would stop, and it would just back and forth. Like somebody was literally going back and forth. And she had caught the entity, and you can see the shadowy figure in there. But what really got me, and it's probably because I spotted it, and it was just shocking and jarring for me because I never have seen anything that would make me go, okay, we caught this black mass coming from what seems like the ceiling and just shooting down through the kitchen and comes to the window that's to the left of the camera, and it stops there, and then it like it's looking out the window, and then it kind of loops down and goes back down, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. There's no real image, there's no real mass to it. We slowed it down, and it's transparent.
You could see all the way through it. And if it had been a bug, like a bug on the camera lens, there's the countertop that the camera is sitting on. And if it was a bug on the lens, it wouldn't have went, because when it shot down, it went below the countertop. And if it had been a bug on the lens, it would have went all the way down, and it would have looked like it went to the countertop. So,
and there were no wings either when we slowed it down.
There was no form to it whatsoever. Usually you'll see lines in a bug or movement of the wings. There was nothing like that.
It was an amazing find for anybody, I would suppose, but it was shocking.
It was definitely the most interesting anomaly I've ever seen.
Yeah. Can't explain what it is at all. And we didn't see it in any of the other video footage.
No.
Now we've seen the black shadow in the front bedroom.
Well, right, but that wasn't quite the.
It's different.
That seemed like more like the image you caught coming through the doorway. I would feel,
Yeah, it was just black.
This one was just weird.
Yeah.
Like a shadow, just. I don't know.
Yeah, we've gotten some interesting stuff now. Prior to things that we just cannot explain, but we know it's definitely something, I've always kept like what I refer to as the folder.
We literally have a folder.
Yeah, I'm not positive that it's paranormal, but I can't debunk it. I can't. I tried my best, tried to figure it out, and I'll put that kind of stuff in a file. And when we do a reveal to somebody, we'll say, we can't say what this is, but we cannot debunk it. We've tried to figure it out. So we're putting it in what we call a file, and here's what it is, and you guys see if you can figure it out, because we can't figure it out what it is,
Yeah. The cat balls were kind of cool too, though. I was surprised by it.
Well, we had said before we seen the entity in the doorway of the kitchen that we either had 2 spirits. One was hitting the one in the bathroom, and one was hitting one in the kitchen, or we had one spirit running back and forth. And what you see in the doorway of the kitchen is the spirit going back, and it's real fast, going back and forth.
It was messing with us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can hear Liz over the walkie-talkie. She's saying, cat ball in the bathroom's going off. Cat ball in the kitchen's going off. Cat ball in the bathroom's going off. And it did it like 6 times.
And they were not in either room. They were in a whole different section of the house.
Yeah, we were in front.
Then you see Vicky stomping her feet like a petulant child.
Yeah, you see Vicky go in the bathroom.
Well, what I'm doing is because
Trying to get the ball to go off.
There's a wall between the in and the bathroom. So I thought, okay, maybe we're moving around and it's jarring the ball and setting it up. So I'm sitting there, but I didn't explain myself, okay? And all of a sudden I start stomping my feet, And I said, anybody sees that, they're going to think I'm crazy, really ticked off or something about something.
It was funny.
But when she stomped her feet, nothing. It was like,
yeah, it didn't react.
There was this
So we haven't put that video up yet. It's the one that we're currently working on, trying to get it ready for YouTube. But it was our investigation in West Plains.
Yeah, and that town has a strong history. Can't remember what year it was when the explosion. What year? What do you remember?
It was
1960.
no, it was. I thought it was in like 1918, 1920, somewhere in there. That's what I was
They
thinking.
had cars and everything.
Yeah.
There was a big
Yeah,
explosion.
But they had a big explosion. There was a dance hall over a garage, and something happened down in the garage, and it exploded. And there was 30 people killed, and and some of them they could not identify. They were so badly burned. So there is a grave plot with how many people is buried in it?
31.
There was 30 something. Yeah.
31, I think, people, mass grave in the town cemetery there. And you can look out the front door of the house that we were working at and look over at the cemetery. That's how close they were to it. And I think that was some of what they were experiencing had come from the cemetery.
Yeah, because it felt like there was multiple people, like not just one thing, because, it seemed like we were interacting with a child at one point with the doll.
Yeah.
And then like the older man in the bedroom. I mean, it felt like there was just passerbys coming through.
Yeah.
But it has an interesting history in West Plains, Missouri. So we're going to be trying to get this video. It shouldn't be too long, but trying to get the video put together like we want and get it out.
Don't be mean mugging me.
As you can tell, Liz and Ruben are married. Okay.
19 years. I can mean mug. I
earned it.
But the heat from the side eye.
Yeah.
Look at he's loud. He knows what I'm talking about.
Chat. Yeah, we're gonna take us a little quick break right quick. I know it's been 45 minutes, what my clock says, but we're gonna take a little short video break so I can go get me a drink right quick.
Yeah.
It's a very short one too. It's like 23 seconds because I gotta do some running and stomping.
You better move.
I will play the video of the gremlin right quick if y'all want to check it out, and I'll be right back.
The look on your face is just no freaking way.
Okay, you can touch every one of these little toys out there now, please. There we go. Already got. Actually, it done got back up 36 degrees. It was 34.
I felt warmer a while ago.
I hear something clicking.
I've heard that. Not sitting right down there.
Will you please reach up here and touch that little gremlin for me? All you gotta do is hit him on the head, and he will go off. He'll make a funny noise, but he will not hurt you. If you want, you can cut that little cat toy on. Don't be rattling the keys, man.
I ain't rattling nothing. got my hands right there top of my pants to keep my fingers warm. I ain't rattling nothing.
Okay, thank you. No way. No freaking way. No way.
I told you there's something right there, John, and you don't believe me.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. You are the first one that we got to do that. That's all you got to do is touch it. Will you do it again for me, please?
Okay with the room.
Can't just say it. Never did do it
we
no
lost
more
it.
rest that night.
Hang on.
Let's try again. So let me try again. No. Refresh right there.
He disconnected from the Wi-Fi. It was just a second. Sorry.
Hey, appreciate you coming in, buddy. Great show this evening. It touched your leg. Yeah, something there touched my leg. I don't know what, but something there snuck up around the bottom of that bridge and
That
like it
makes
grabbed
more
my
sense.
ankle, like, or something. I don't know.
Well, we were watching you, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you're like, no, get up, get up, and kind of.
I don't mind being touched, but when they just start grabbing and like pulling on you, now that's a different ball game.
It's different.
Are you back on?
Yep.
now? There we go. There we go. It's
Okay, she's in the background. If you want to let her back in, Vicky.
Can you see
She
me?
disconnected somehow. Give him a
She ain't got back. I don't see her yet.
I'm coming.
There she
She said
is.
she's
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, turn your sound and mic.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go again.
Here, I got you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That one is muted.
Okay, we're good.
All right. Now we're ready.
Yeah.
Because I came completely out of the internet, so I had to come back in, so I had to remute and stuff. So.
Yeah. And it actually is the best piece of equipment that we've actually bought for money. And we bought it at Walmart and gave $29 for it. It's the Gribble.
All right.
Oh, it's even bobbleheady. Aw.
Oh, he's adorable.
Yeah, he's supposed to holler and he's supposed to move like that, but he fell off the bridge at one night and then he broke his neck. He won't move. He just has to holler. Yeah.
So, what did you end up putting in him to make the noise? I mean, he is already built like that?
Yeah. He's already like that.
Gotcha.
It's just I got it out of the electronics section at Walmart, and when we was at the clinic, they had a kid's piano there, and they told us that it plays every once in a while when they walk into the building. So we decided to check that theory, and when we started setting up, we went up there and cut the little piano on, and sure enough, I walked right by the door to that room.
We thought we had an
And
entity
it
walk
actually
in. It was a person.
My son came through the French doors, and then he just turned and walked right back out. He's going outside.
That's what got me. That's what got me thinking about the if we could get something like that to work. And me and my dad, we talked about it. We walked all the way around Walmart with it in the buggy, and somebody had cut it on, didn't ever cut it back off. And every time we hit a bump in the floor, it'll go off, and people just look at us like we was crazy. Well, if that's that sensitive, we might can be able to use it. And all they got to do when you cut it on, all the spirit has to do is like touch his head or any kind of like this little pat. It will actually come on. That's how sensitive it is.
Yeah.
Do you know if they're still selling that?
I don't know. We tried our Walmart here where I live at, and I didn't see one. They might have some now, but that's been
So many of them. There's a
a month
chance
ago
it's
when I
bad.
checked.
Well,
But I got the Myers Paranormal. They went and bought them one, and they said they actually got to work for them. So that's a good trigger object, and plus it's cheap.
yeah, that's not bad. $29.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah,
No, a penny.
Does Amazon have them?
Is it Walmart.com? Is that the right one?
$38.99.
They're $38.29 now.
yeah, they went up. I'm gonna, if you get something other and you use the paranormal and you let the world know it, they're gonna jack the price up.
Prices shoot up. I was gonna say, Jonathan, it went up. It's all your fault.
Yeah.
You went viral, and they're
just-
like, "Boy, we can make an extra buck out of that."
You should have went and bought a bunch of them or something.
Every time I go grocery shopping, out of stock.
Yeah.
Every time I go grocery shopping, I always wear my crossover shirt. And my wife got hooked on this ice cream, so I've been buying things, and people been watching me. So now when I go back, I can't find it. It's done sold out before I even get there. So I had next time I go get some ice cream, I guess I go in the store naked so they don't know who I is.
You don't mess with a man's ice cream. That's not right.
No. So yeah, and we got. I like this one, but it's not as sensitive as the other one is. But it does go off.
He's cute.
I wanted that.
Yeah,
one.
he also sleeps.
He does.
You can lay him down like this, and his eyes was closed.
Oh, cute.
When you get him on and everything, he's laying down, and he'll start snoring.
$26.99 on Amazon.
Jonathan, they sell the Gremlins on Amazon for $26.99.
All right. I might have to get another one because up there, he's done broke.
Get it for there. Do they have it in stock? I can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in stock too in Amazon.
All right. We might have to go purchase us another little gremlin. We'll name him Lukey too.
Just don't throw him off the bridge again, okay?
I'm trying not to. I'm gonna try not.
Well, if we do exit, at least, we know what.
Yeah, and it got good reviews on Amazon.
Is your phone
Yeah.
dying?
Wow.
Jonathan, if you get one from Amazon, do a review and just enter that video there of him going off and you freaking out. It works real well. Yeah.
That's funny. They want to buy that for their kid, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stays in the back of the truck back there, in the bed and the lock and key. So I don't want him to come up through. He don't sit inside where I'm at because I don't like dogs. I'm scared of dogs. And if that thing will start to move, it's going out the window.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did he ever go off up around John Martin's house?
No, not yet. He hadn't
I mean,
went
he
off
went
yet.
off at the cemetery at your family, where your mom, I think, didn't he?
He tried to one time. He just went through the first cycle, and that's it. He never did do nothing else the rest of the time. It's
Not yet. Is there?
I remember my cousin.
He asked the question.
Oh, Lordy, where's
When is it arriving?
Did you order it?
I'm ordering it.
She's over here ordering it.
I have a talking Kula. I should see if it works.
Should see.
Yeah, go for it.
Did they ever have any
September-
animated Cabbage
September
Patch dolls?
27th to the 29th. It should come
I
earlier than
would
that.
freak out with the Tigger thing bouncing around.
Oh,
Oh yeah, there goes my battery.
Yeah.
So
Do you have
in
a
case-
charger?
Maybe. I'll have to
So
go out.
what all equipment do y'all have? Just basically equipment like cameras and stuff like that.
We've got a thermal camera. We got the 5 static cameras, we set up, runs off DVR. We've got like K2 meters, EMF detectors,
Laser
voice
grids.
recorders, handheld cameras,
cat balls.
cat balls,
Laser grids.
laser grid, the rods, spirit box. It's weird because we was sitting here making a list so I could put it in the bag so I could go through and do a checklist when we go on investigations. So
Well, we have Alavestigator. We
Yeah.
have we did say the grid light.
We have a massive IR light.
Massive IR light.
and I take trigger objects, like toys and stuff like that, candy, what have you, if
No.
there's kids involved or whatever. But yeah, we've got. Can't think of anything. I don't see anything.
That was pretty much it. I just look at the new
yeah.
list that we printed out.
Pendulums.
K2.
Oh,
we got
pendulums.
pendulums. We use pendulums. Set the rods. So.
And your coin.
But we combine a couple of things at one time, like the K2, the coin,
Mhm.
and K2 and the coin. We'll use them at the same time and see how many answers are like
Yeah.
on the. In the video where we went to on Global Ghost Hunt, when we went, Gage used the coin and Ruben used the K2, and we got a lot of the same responses there.
Didn't you say 57% were the same?
Yeah.
I think when we averaged it out.
Yeah, we averaged it out at 57% of the answers was the same.
Okay.
So it kind of gives you a little more affirmation of that you're really getting something.
Oh, and we got a REM pod. I forgot
yeah,
about that.
We got a REM pod too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot
there we
about
go.
Yeah.
We have something else.
We plan on
Yes.
doing the marble experiment again
Yeah.
with this next one. We didn't have much luck with it at the last Global Ghost Hunt, but
We're
the
gonna
next
do it a
one,
little differently. The
Yeah.
marble experiment that we did. And,
Do it in the kids' room. Maybe get better response.
yeah, might. We might.
We been using the plasma ball and the fluorescent bulb
Mhm.
and doing our yes and no questions because we don't have a yes and no box yet, but we're actually gonna get one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now, we do have, that's my cat. One of them.
He's just all like, look at my belly. It's hot.
He wants to join the team.
That's the co-founder, Jesse.
But what was I gonna say, guys?
Good night, everyone. Got a busy day tomorrow. Enjoyed your show tonight. Appreciate it, buddy. I see you Wednesday at work. Appreciate you coming in, buddy.
A rim millimeter.
Yeah, you have a room.
Weren't we talking about that earlier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A rim millimeter.
I don't
It's like a
know.
combined REM pod and a millimeter.
Yes, and it's very expensive.
Is it?
Is it?
Interesting.
No.
That's crazy. You can get a millimeter and stick a REM pod.
I have 2 old Furbies. They started talking to each other. And we parked them.
Oh man, that was weird. Yeah, that
I remember-
me out.
I remember my cousin used to have some of those. We used to spend a night with him, and he always had them sitting at the head of his bed. And we'd be laying on the floor asleep, and that thing go off in the middle of the night. We'd jump plumb up out of our britches, and we'd take off. There ain't no way to stay in that place.
I'll bet.
That's funny.
Right? Bring it.
Now, Shaw woman that's there. Hey, Kenny. Shaw woman that's in chat. That's Dina. Dina lives in St. Louis. She lives about 3 hours away from me. Our yes and no coin, she gifted to us. And she also gifted us a Polaroid camera, which we use.
Mhm.
So that's another kind of camera. We do use Polaroid camera also. But Dina was nice enough to gift us the coin and the camera.
This is what I was telling about. I don't know if my batteries are still good in it. Yeah, my batteries still work. I'm gonna cut my light off and I'll show y'all if it'll work. See? And if you touch the ball, light will go off.
Oh, neat. Cool.
Yeah, so that's a true
Oh,
Tesla coil.
We had bought the plasma balls to try to provide energy for entities or whatever, but I think ours were just maybe too cheap. They seemed like they died.
Maybe kind of weak. Yeah.
Yeah, they're weaker.
We bought this one at Hobby Lobby. Didn't give but like $12 for it.
Still less than what we paid for the other one.
Yeah.
But I
think
doubt-
we got ours on Amazon, didn't
We did.
I doubt ours are true Tesla coils because there's
Yeah. They're too
we've
weak.
been around neon lights and they haven't lit
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But that is cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's-
we're gonna have to get a better one.
That's what we use as a yes and no box. You know, I mean, that's the only thing that I could find. I think I only got like 12 and got 10 cent and above. So it does pretty good, I guess.
Ruben wants to go all mad scientist and build like this extremely large, Tesla coil and have lightning bolts shooting around. And, that's his dream.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want a little giant Tesla coil?
Everybody wants one.
You see Dina's thing. What she said, give it to the cause because I sure ain't
Hey,
doing it.
Kenny, buddy. Hey,
Oh, Dina, I love that coin. Seriously.
It is a cool coin.
And you know what, though, Dina, seriously, it caught everybody's attention. Not real sure, where you got it and everything. Everybody wants one now.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
maybe throw some info out there so everybody can get their hands on one.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have y'all ever have anything y'all took out with y'all, and when you start investigating, time you get done, you forgot you done had it with you? I'm always bad at getting my recorder. I'll put it in my pocket and I'll take it out with me, get ready to set it there, and I do my investigation 2-3 hours, whatever. Then I get back in the truck. I'm like, well, that ain't doing me no good because there's my recorder in my pocket.
Oh, no.
Will it?
I'm
Will
bad
it?
for it.
I would say, Jonathan, you got your recorder. Jonathan, you got it.
So, Ruben, at our last investigation,
I know what she's getting to say.
we needed this stuff. This is imperative equipment. It is one of our handhelds that has 4K and is able to live stream if you have good enough internet. And the Mega IR light. He forgot them. And we could not see like anything. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Two
so
things you had to
flashlights
remember.
on and trying to, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those times where they're like, you had one job, Ruben.
One job.
But I also forgot the GoPro a couple of times.
He always forgets the GoPro. I just leave that out now.
That's like my dad lives on the battleship.
We have a dash cam.
We was
too.
down here at Wilmington.
We almost
We was
used the-
investigating the battleship. Very first time we've been there.
like a
We went
rock.
inside and we
Oh,
got our
geez.
stuff laid out on the table and we picked what we was going to take with us. And my dad, me and him got the same type of handheld cameras, with the hour light stuff that's built in and all that. And then you can take pictures with it and you can video. he went outside on the deck of the battleship, and they got like a little airplane, little sea airplane. And he said, I was looking at it. I took a picture, didn't see it through the camera. He took
Whoa.
like 10, 15 pictures. Come find out, he was taking pictures of the inside of the lens cover. He never did take the lens cover.
We've done that.
Yeah, I
He
think
said, I moved the camera, and I see the plane, and I put it back up. It's not there.
Yep.
We gave him all kinds of crap about that.
Yep.
Stephen was remembering when we went to the meteorite,
Yeah.
and it was the coin actually that we had. Wasn't it the coin that we thought we had lost, or was it one of your cat
it was
balls?
a
Cat
voice
ball.
recorder.
Oh, it was a voice recorder. You
Yeah.
know, because we were on that meteorite. If anybody watched that video, you know, it doesn't appear very big in the video, but once you're there, it's literally it's huge.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds
Yeah.
of cracks, crevices, and holes and stuff like that. Turns out somebody had the thing already packed up and back in the vehicle, but everybody was out there in the middle of the night
Walking around
searching, looking, trying to find this voice recorder. It was already put up.
And to this day, we do not know who put it up,
We don't know what happened.
or at least they're afraid to come forward.
Yeah. They put it up and they don't remember it.
Yeah, yeah. No.
You're
We were
looking
going-
at
No, it was you, wasn't
I
it?
don't remember.
It was you. I was like, boy, they just don't
I
remember.
don't
It's in
remember.
trouble now, guys.
you might want to censor this box over here. But yeah, we've had some crazy stuff. We put a GoPro in the cabin that I was talking about and that Vicky was talking about, and it recorded for 18 minutes and then turned itself off. It was like
And it wasn't
the
dead.
battery was fine,
Yeah,
memory
it
wasn't
wasn't
full. It's like 18 minutes. It's all I got, guys. I'm out.
Yeah.
Now, is this the same camera that did the turn, though?
No.
Okay.
He's talking about the GoPro, and this was the first time. that
Yeah, it was the first time.
investigated the
Wasn't that
cabin.
the pattern thing?
Huh?
Wasn't that the pattern thing? It moved a little bit.
No.
No, that's
was-
what I'm asking. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the other camera that moved. We did an investigation, John, and we do this at every investigation. About halfway through, we will leave. If it's a building, we'll all leave the building, but we'll leave the cameras and the voice recorders running. And Ruben was turning the camera on. It was a handheld setup, and turning the light on. And you can watch him. He turns the camera on first, and then he's turning this light on, and you don't hear anything in the background. It's real quiet. And he walks out of the cabin, and you can see him going out the door, and maybe 20 seconds, you start hearing all kinds of stuff. You hear voices, you hear music, and we're clear across the property at the residence where they live. And it goes on. We couldn't, usually when we do a reveal, we'll go through and we'll cut any evidence, any EVPs and stuff, and just do little segments and show her. But it was nonstop for like 35 minutes with stuff.
Yeah.
And so we just put the whole 35 minutes on there so they could see it,
And it
hear
moved.
But after I was watching the video, I thought the flashlight was moving or the light was moving. And I got to looking, and I think I called it to Ruben's attention, and Ruben said, "No, that is not the light moving, Vicki. That's the camera. Something is moving the camera." And when we was done taking the break and being out of there, we came in and it had shut off. And I thought Ruben had went in ahead of me and already shut it off. So I picked it up and I recorded a couple of different other things. The battery was not dead, but you can see the camera moving. I think it's over, isn't it, a 17-minute period?
Yes.
Yeah.
17-minute period, you can see this camera just slowly moving to the right. and then it just goes off
It's like they were turning it just the right angle so they could hit the power button.
to shut it off.
Yeah, I sped it up, and I was watching. There was a plasma ball in front of it, and that's how I was able to see that the camera was moving and not the light, because the geometry of the plasma ball.
Yeah. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It was an awesome investigation. Not to mention there were snacks.
It was what?
Snacks.
Snacks.
Snacks. Yeah, I ain't gonna say what he said. He said it so fast he has his head down, and I was like, huh?
I don't even know what you were thinking.
This is, well, you don't want to know right now. Okay. But this is the only place that we went, residents that we went and investigated. These people cooked for us. They baked brownies and German chocolate cake, and she got all kinds of chips with different dips and
Sodas, waters.
yeah.
Gave us a cooler and a cake.
Two coolers.
Me and
One was
Marty
full of
get cool.
pop and one was full of water. And after we were done investigating, he said, hold on a minute. And he pulled the cooler that is on wheels that had pop in it and said, this is for you guys. And he gave us the cooler. And so then we went back. This is the cabin that I told you about earlier.
Yeah.
So we went back the second time. Ruben's like, is she cooking?
It did. She
And
makes a
she
mean
did.
cake, and her brownies are
did,
crazy
yeah.
good. Woo.
Yeah, we've never had somebody be so hospitable before, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's something that we should mention though is that while that couple, you know,
Jesse's back.
Oh, okay. Everybody could see that light that came on behind us.
That's my security light out on my front porch.
So, anyways, it has inspired the guy who owns the place to start doing his own investigations, and it's really quite sweet because he went out and bought his own equipment, and he started downloading different apps on his phone and stuff, and he actually joined us on our last investigation, and he was very much into it. He was very professional. He did a good job,
And he asks our opinion of things, and if he gets something, and of course we're not there, he'll send it to me. Look at this. See what I got? You know. But yeah.
Got some really interesting light anomalies that they were taken outside, so I can't say that they weren't a bug of some sort, but they were definitely interesting looking.
They very much resembled rods. Everybody remembers rods? You know, that's really what it kind of looked like.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of history on this property. It's right next to the Trail of Tears, and it's right next to a railroad track too.
Hey, Beth, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us. Yeah, I got a packed house tonight. That's pretty cool. I like having a lot of people on panel.
Does anybody have their chargers with them? You can plug them into their laptops.
What are you an Android or not?
Well, why don't you just turn off your phones and just join in? Like you can get on Ruben's. You can come over here online.
I'll come hang out with you.
We're combining some people. Phones are dying.
My phone is
Are
down to
we
10.
prepared?
This is how our investigations go.
No.
We're ready. This proves we're ready for anything.
No.
No, investigations are much more prepared.
More organized.
Well,
Yeah.
organized, yes.
Oh, you're going in with Liz?
Yeah, I'm with Liz.
I see how you guys are. Make me over here by myself.
Oh,
I just thought I'd just turn it that way.
there's a little more space here.
We also, instead of using just the cat balls every once in a while, we will use bloom lights as they do the same thing, but you rig them up as like you do a flashlight trick. You just barely cut them on, and whatever it is that will touch it, like I just got it barely set,
Ooh,
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
that's
Just
neat.
got it
You
barely
got-
set,
That's a
and
balloon
whatever
light.
comes up, touch it. All I got to do is barely tap it, and it'll come on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go reset it because they don't know how to cut it off yet. But at the bridge, we did have it work. Me and my dad was standing there right beside of it, and it came on. I said, "Can you please cut it off?" It actually took him a little bit, but it faded away. And then I said, "Will you please cut it back on?" And it cut it back on right in
Oh,
front of my
cool.
eye. I never had it work until that night.
Yeah, those are balloon lights.
And this is the new 2023 model K2 meters now. It's
Ooh, that's nifty. That's the one with the light. Yeah. Ooh.
That's swanky.
yeah.
Haven't seen that one yet.
It feels better in the hand too than the old one does. It's really lightweight than the older ones is.
Yeah.
They got all different colors. Red. I think they got gray. They got green ones, and they got black with a red thing around here that tells you what the scale is.
Oh, that's neat.
I hadn't seen those before.
They just came out this year.
Well,
You-
you know,
they're
the
on-
ones I've had a while and they work good, you know, so I haven't been looking for one. That's more likely why I just hadn't seen them.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 or 3, not like that, but I got that one. I got the regular K2. I'm gonna see if they actually are
It's
like
time.
give me
Mhm.
same readings that's at the same different level or something other, and
Yeah.
try to see get my bearings straight on which one's the best and if they work right at the same, if they give me the same reading on different things, that's what I'm trying to.
Mm-hmm.
That way, I can't take just one and say, yeah, it's some kind of paranormal or some kind of EMF. I take
Do
2.
it that way, unless you get it to repeatedly respond with every question or
Yeah.
something.
So you want to vet it first.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see what actually caused it. That's wild looking. That is super neat looking. Yep. And I also got this one because we was at a private residence and it was hard to get the older lady to understand what the EMF is. I told her she had a whole lot in her room when she sleeps and it makes her delusional and stuff. And I was trying to help her. And older people guess they have a hard time understanding some things.
Yes.
But I finally went and bought this one, and it tells you safe. If it's green, if it's red, it's bad.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's different.
I can actually show her. See if it's the screen is green, it means it's safe. It's good. You got small EMFs in there. It ain't gonna hurt you much. But if it turns red like that, it's real harmful. And plus, it's got
He's a gadget.
it's got a beep
I
on
like
it too.
that.
So
That's cool.
I
Why
got
does
it
he
off
have all-
Amazon too. For about
I'll have to check that one out.
yeah, that's pretty good. I got one, and my dad had to get him one, so now we got 2 that we can use. And
Yeah.
those really the 2 newest pieces of equipment that we've actually bought.
Especially in their bedroom, it gives them headaches and just
Mhm.
everything. And it messes with their sleep if it's in their bedroom. And
Well, we also need to keep in mind too that high EMF also feed the energy also. Now the West Plains investigation, the lady's bedroom, her bed was up against the wall that had the electric panel on it. And
Yeah.
that thing was getting off readings in the hundreds. It was extremely high. It was not shielded at all.
yeah.
So, some of the stuff that she claims may have been attributed to that, but I think a lot of it is what attracted a lot of her stuff that was going on.
Right.
They could
Could
feed off
very
of
well
it.
happen too. I had the same issue.
Yeah, when I went in there with me and my buddy Michael, we went in there and done investigating there in the bedroom itself, and I had my old K2 on, and it just literally just stopped working because I guess it couldn't keep up with all the
Wow.
EMFs in there, so it just actually shut off, and
Wow.
that let me know right there the EMF is pretty bad in that room because I don't know how big the room was, but I mean everything wrapped up in a little small area right there. It's going to affect you somewhere along the line.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So that's the reason why I bought that, because I believe I can help out a lot of people to understand if it's safe,
Good
if it's not safe.
I think I see my next
We
one.
did an investigation several years back, and we was in the living room part, and we was getting huge EMF on this wall. You walked around and you were in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and on the one wall it's the poacher's house.
Actually, the same thing happened at the West Plains too. Remember?
No, but the refrigerator was on. We thought it was all on one wall, but it wasn't.
Ah,
But on this one wall, they had electric stove and the top oven. They had their microwave, side by side
Yeah, all
refrigerator.
that EMF.
And I mean, it was just tremendous. I mean, they were right there, right next to each other, just lined up. I'm like, no wonder, we got people walking in there in the kitchen. Oh, I bet you do. But yeah, it was unreal. But when we flipped the breaker and stuff, it settled down, of course.
Yeah.
But you just ridiculous EMF because all those appliances was there.
It was nuts.
remember that one. But it did remind me though, because remember the West Plains situation in the one bedroom on the wall, it was extremely high EMF. And then we literally went around to the other side of the wall, which was the kitchen. And we assumed, but we didn't remember because we weren't familiar with the house, of course, but in the dark, we were assuming there was a stove. There had to be something there.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything. All of that
Just
stuff was
cabinets.
just cabinets.
Not even sink or nothing.
No. So we don't
Just
know what was
kitchen
putting off that
cabinets was there. Yeah.
high EMF in that one bedroom wall.
Yeah. And it was a back bedroom that you was getting high EMF, and the panel box was in the front of the house in the front bedroom.
Not even the same room.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is when we went around to the kitchen to see what might be putting off the EMF, there were no high EMF readings there.
On the other side of the wall.
It was only in the bedroom.
Yeah.
But it's the same wall. Interior at that wasn't even out,
Well, look at the teddy bear that was on the bed.
Yep, the teddy bear.
I know these people had a thought I was crazy. One of those things I do, I sat down on the edge of the bed and was working the rods, and Liz is sitting behind me flipping the coin and seeing if the answers came out the same. And there was this huge teddy bear in the middle of the bed. And I had laid the K2 down next to me, and it just went nuts. And so I had the K2, and the closer I got to this teddy bear, the more it was just staying out, tapping out and staying up. And I'd pull it away from it, and it dropped down to almost nothing.
Yeah.
I'd stick it underneath the chin of the teddy bear, and it just went nuts. And I thought, I bet they got a camera in this thing, or some sort of a recorder or something. So here I am once again. Anybody that had no idea, I wrapped my hands around the teddy bear's neck, and I'm just a squeezing and pulling. And
She looks like you're trying to kill a teddy bear.
Yeah. I was going down. I just knew they had a camera or something in this bear because this thing, the K2 meter, was just going nuts.
And I ran the K2 meter over it during our base
Walkthrough,
readings,
did our base readings.
and nothing was coming off of that teddy bear.
Yeah.
It only happened once we had sitting on the bed and started flipping the coin,
Yeah.
No.
And working the rods. Yeah.
which also lends more validity to the thought that maybe there were passerbys coming through, because they're looking back in the history. We didn't find any reason why there should be a young girl, which is who she identified as in the answers.
Mhm.
There should be tied to that home. So we were wondering if maybe she was, just one of those teenagers that went to that explosion, that happened. We don't really know, but
yeah, I've had different experiences with EMF. Some of them I could, debunk and figure out. And then some of them like, what in the heck? What is it going on?
I'm gonna get the other one that is a little bit different than this one here. I'm gonna try to see which one is the best to use that gives me the good accurate reading of all three that I've got, and then I'm gonna try to debunk which one I want to keep, and rest of them just put up
Right.
in storage or something in case to give it to somebody that wants to get started into paranormal or something. Do it that way.
Something to use, yeah. How long has you and your dad been doing this, John?
Since 2001, I think, and then the big shutdown started, and we didn't do no more until 2000, last part of 2021, when we got picked up really good and started doing it. After our first investigation was the clinic. That was in February, and they had that shut down like in April or May or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We didn't get started back till the last of the year.
Okay.
And
I remember you talking about you and your dad and how you was wanting to do something together and things, and it was something for you guys to do, but I couldn't remember how long you'd been doing it. So.
Yeah. We've been talking about it for years and years and years. And then my cousin Shasta, she was into it way longer than I was, and I've been asking her questions. And one night, I guess she got tired of me asking her questions about paranormal stuff, and she said, "If you want to start a group, just go ahead and start it." So that's what I did, and I started it. And I never would dream to be like this. I just wanted to do something with my dad, but it's grown, and I get to hang out with my cousin. Also, I don't get to see very often, but when I do, I make the effort to hang out with them about every day they're here.
Yeah.
Like that, which my dad and his sister was in the group. They're the only two left in the family, so it's tickled me to death to see them two hanging out together.
Yeah.
So
well, that's good. Yeah, you guys are making some great memories together,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. But when I was younger, when I watched TV and stuff, and these paranormal shows come on, I said these people were crazy. I wouldn't think about doing it. But now it's different. I can't. I want to stay out of work just to go paranormal hunting, but I can't do that, But that's what I want to do. I want to.
Now, if you put a Chucky doll in the mix, John would change the story.
No.
So
I'd be out.
Yeah, I ain't staying around with no dolls. That's my goal. They was lucky I stood in that room at the clinic with that room full of dolls, but I had my eyeballs open though.
Yeah.
Anything was to start moving, I hear something, little feet patting across the floor or something, I'd be gone.
Something out in the
I have no idea.
Yes,
Everybody's looking, including the dog.
It's the cat.
Oh, it's the cat?
I'm sorry,
The
we're
house I
distracted.
live in is 123 years old. And every once in a while, I live a block away from a large funeral home. And every once in a while, we have stuff. And I do have residual stuff from the couple that, now I went off.
You're frozen again.
That's weird. Anyway, I have stuff come through. And then I have residual from the couple that built the house. And every once in a while we'll be here, and it always seems to be like in the parlor or in the entryway of the house. And so everybody was sitting over here turning their heads because they heard something.
I was turning my head because everybody else turned their head. I didn't hear anything, but the dog was even looking.
Yeah.
So
I know what the culprit is.
there's no cat?
Is it little one?
It's little one.
Oh, there is a
Okay,
cat.
It's one of
He's
my
just
cats.
staring me
I got
down
2
now.
cats, and one makes up for both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 cats and a pig, so
Yeah,
No.
your pig. I was telling Liz and Ruben about your pig today. Yeah.
I heard about that.
What's its name?
Barnaby.
Barnaby.
Oh,
There
I
we go.
like that name.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
He's a mess, that's for sure. I'll put in some Cheerios in the floor in the kitchen. I'll lay him out his room, and he's gone. He knows where he's going, and you better not get in his way because he'll run over top of you.
This pig has its own room.
He's got his own room. He's so smart. When he gets ready to go to sleep, he'll go in and turn around and shut his door and lock it, and then lays down to sleep.
Oh.
You have to get him up in the morning.
I want to pick.
No, I knew it.
Nope.
Oh, when Vicky froze up.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, it was me. Just me.
No problem, but the spirit attached may be. Yeah, I don't want to have nothing to do with any dogs. And if these things here starts talking while they're cut off, they going out the window. That's just
So-
it.
Have you heard about Reuben in the milk barn?
No, he hasn't.
Reuben. So
Great reality show, yeah.
I was going to say Liz had a ghost in the house.
am I me, Liz?
Liz.
I didn't know if there was one in
This
the
is
chat.
my house.
Yeah,
We're all in my dining room, guys.
Yeah, this is Vicky's house, but yeah.
Yeah.
You should.
There is a ghost in the house.
Yeah, your house is definitely haunted.
There's a couple ghosts.
Yeah.
I know, she's
Do I?
left out.
I was just reading the comments.
They're talking about ghosts in your house.
Yeah, tell them about the milk barn.
Oh, so yeah, Reuben in the milk barn.
That's a
So,
kid's story, right?
so Reuben, I think it's Chucky the movie. I think that's what it all comes from. But anyway, we were out in the milk barn, and Marty was on the investigation with us, and Marty was asking questions and running the K2, and Reuben was filming. Reuben caught no evidence because every time Marty would ask a question, that K2 would go off, but Reuben's like this.
And you get
Filming.
saying, yes, thank you, thank
I can't hear y'all.
It solved the mystery of the door with the cat. It was the
There we go. Yeah, y'all froze up on me.
Is your speaker off?
I
Or
just
on.
shut it off.
Okay. So anyway, so Reuben was so busy filming the doll heads, he missed all evidence that we got. You could hear, like she said, Marty in the background going,
Oh,
"Yes, well, thank you." You know, because it was responding. Not a thing on camera except doll heads that were not moving.
In the milk barn, there's several dolls, body parts. Some of the dolls was together, but most of them, like the heads was off and legs and stuff, and they were in a pile. They were cleaning this milk barn out. And all you do is you see this camera focused on this one doll, and I'm laughing my butt off. I'm like, yeah, we don't have no proof of that evidence.
I maintain it was trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Everybody's phones died, so that's what's happened.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whoops. It's been a long
Next
day.
time we bring our chargers.
Yeah, we've been on our phones have been going
All
since
day.
like super early this morning. Nobody's charged them.
Hey,
So,
actually, I think they did pretty good.
they really did. I don't know if you caught it at the beginning, but we went to our next investigation for the global ghost hunt today to check it out. And so,
Do a walkthrough.
yeah, we did our initial walkthrough. It's quite a fascinating place. It's beautiful. I think anybody would love to own it themselves. It's gorgeous.
It's a lovely home. Lovely house.
174 years old.
174 years, she said. That's how old it is.
Yeah.
It's all the Battle of Carthage. That's the battle that took place
General
there.
Shelby was in there, was one of the main ones that they talked about.
General Shelby was one of the main people that they had talked about. And like she said earlier, the table that's in there, it's quite morbid actually, but of course,
Did you ground him from recording the videos?
No.
we need to.
No.
No. But anyway, Vicky had said, the table that was in there, they used it for surgeries throughout the Civil War, and it was for both the North and the South.
At different times.
Lisa with Dark Ozarks is the one who got us into this place. I'm sure most of you all know her. She had told us though that the Kendricks, the people who owned a home at the time, did what they had to do to survive. And so they played kind of on both sides of the war and made sure that everybody received health care there at their place. But the surgeries that took place on that table, apparently you can see like where the head would lay, and then they would elevate it and the blood would run, to the other side. You can see it with the UV light. So of course we're taking a UV light with us, to see that. But she did place a coffin on top of it. There's a coffin on the casket anyway, on the table, and it's made of velvet. It's
Has
really
a velveteen cover.
Yeah, it's really kind of lovely, but yet like it's old. It's very old. It's neat.
Yeah.
Nice and creepy.
It's creepy.
Nice and creepy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm gonna try to get into this one place that I know of. It has some Civil War action going on, so I'm gonna try my darndest to get into that. And also, we've got a couple hospitals that I'm working on trying to get into. So that's going to be
Okay.
He's frozen.
I think we lost him now. Oh, they were
Okay, guys,
connecting.
volume down, really.
There we go. We're back.
We still had one more phone.
I gave them my cell phone so they could use it.
Hey, we're back.
A hospital, I think, would be quite fascinating, actually. I mean, think
Yeah.
about all the life that's brought there, all the lives that are lost there, all the emotions brought in there. I think there's a lot of psychic
after
energy.
The Civil War, it became a sick home, and a birthing home, kind of like the clinic sounded like it was for a while. I said at one time, Shelby, when he occupied it, he brought the horse because they were officers. They were all officers staying in this house. And they brought the horses literally in and put them in the parlor so they wouldn't be stolen.
Well, they wouldn't be discovered.
Yeah,
and they wouldn't be
discovered
that they were there. They were sneaking in. So
she showed us the most amazing spot too. In the parlor in front of the fireplace, there was a secret door down underneath the home. So whenever marauders, or as she called them, bushwhackers, would come in, that's where they hid the women and the children.
down and underneath the house.
Yep.
Down and through the floor.
They had slaves as well, and there's a slave quarters on the property.
Yeah.
It's really
gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
I'm interested in seeing how it goes anyway.
Yeah.
And they said, of course, the battle was all around, and they was going through constantly and traveling through, and the house switched off and on through the Civil War. The Union soldiers would be in there, and then it'd be the Confederate in there. And both of them used that house as so, and they No idea.
Yeah.
No recording.
Because they did.
Not to mention, bodies are buried there that are because the people have paid from the botched or death of the wound. The possibility.
Interesting.
Exciting.
You're looking tired. Ethan.
So is Ruben.
Yeah.
We're all
You're
a
like-
little sluggish.
I'm sorry. My eyes are kind of bald.
On y'all's investigation, y'all get ready to go somewhere for y'all go into a place. Do y'all get like a creepy vibes from the house or wherever y'all go to?
Some of us, when before we go to investigate a place, do we ever get like feelings or vibes from the home?
Sometimes it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, you can. It's just like any other place, though. You can walk in and you can, you feel the
Feel.
tension in the air, or
Mm.
we all have that instinct in us.
Yeah.
And when we did go into the Kendricks home, we did feel differences in each room. Some of it might be able to factor into environmental things, though. One room was heavier than another, but we noticed that there was a window pane missing, and it was hot today. So of course the temperature was warmer and heavier.
The sun was beating in through the window too.
Right.
So. The kids' room upstairs, it seemed to be happier, but it was active. I felt a lot of activity in that.
Yes. Yes, you can feel the energy in the kids' room for sure. There's a lot there.
The couple that built the house had 7 boys. Yeah. And
Actually,
only one lived through the war.
wasn't that the Kendricks? The Kendricks didn't build it, but the
No,
Kendricks
it was
had
the Hangers, but
7
that's
children.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kendricks, though, when they moved in, they were from Kansas City, and they moved in. They had 7 boys, and they only had 1 after the war that survived.
Justin, have you ever been to the Harper House? Nope, I've never been. Never been.
Where is that in Carolina?
I imagine it probably is. I hadn't never heard of it.
Isn't Beth from North Carolina?
Yeah, she is.
Yes. I mean,
Hey, yeah, she don't live too far from me. It's probably about, I'm gonna say at least good 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours away from me. So she lives down around Raleigh's, outside of Raleigh or somewhere or another. So that's where I went to visit Adam from Record Crate. So
yeah,
it was actually pretty interesting down that way. It's in Fort Oaks, North Carolina. Okay, I'll check it out.
Fort
Carolina.
kind of what I figured. Smithville. Okay.
Between Raleigh and Smithville.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll check that out because we actually came right through there. I had a question now. I forgot what it was.
I've heard of the Harper House. That's why I was asking. I've heard of it. I was
Yeah.
trying to what I heard about it.
You okay, baby girl?
She's licking her paws.
I know. I could hear her. Milo used to do that too.
I have a little pig too, Jonathan. Hold on a minute. I'll see
A
if I
little
can show it
pig.
to you.
She's not a pig. She's just a baby.
Yeah.
She's just a good girl.
There she is.
She's rotten.
She's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
My
Toys
Maddie.
everywhere. Cheeseburgers every day. She's a rotten girl.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart.
She is sweet though.
That's
She's a bulldog.
that's how I named my office here, my studio. I call it the Pear Pig Studio after my pig.
Yeah.
So that's how I come up with the name of that. I'll show you a picture of him here in a second. Let me find it.
Trying to get myself.
If you ever hear Vicky on a call or a video and you hear a demon, it's her dog Maddie.
Yeah, the very first interview I did, and I think Dino interviewed me. And I'm so used to her sitting next to me and sleeping and snoring.
That's him,
Oh.
that's him sleeping on the bed in the blanket.
Oh.
Aw. How sweet.
That
He
is a
gets-
cute pic.
In the wintertime, I left a lamp in his room on the floor. And in the wintertime, it gets a little cold because pigs does get colder. And he pushes over his lamp and he stands in front of it to get warm.
Aw.
Oh my
Aw,
God.
how cute
Oh,
is he?
so pitchy.
He needs a sweater.
You could crochet him something real nice.
That was creepy.
Like Wilbur the pig
Yep.
from Charlotte's Web.
Yep.
I let him outside and he plays in the dirt. Got a little dirt on his nose.
Oh, Lord, that's
You don't keep him
adorable.
in your house?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
stays
he
in the
does.
house.
Yeah, he's in the
He has his
house.
own bedroom.
Yeah. So I said he goes when he goes to bed at night, he goes in, shuts the door.
Yep.
Look at him all sprawled out.
Sometime you need to show us him chasing those Cheerios down, man.
Oh, I will. I had to get a video of that.
Yeah, because that's probably pretty good.
Yeah, if you don't get out of his way when I turn him loose, you in for a treat. He gonna knock their legs out from under you.
He knows what he likes.
Yeah.
That's really a pig in a blanket.
Nice.
We got him 2015 when he was 4 months old.
Oh,
Stevie.
so he's 8 years.
He sure is tiny for 8 years old. I thought he would be a lot bigger.
Well, he's about 50 pounds right now. I mean, he ain't like a humongous pig. He's still about that far. He's about that tall.
I just remember.
He's just kind of big around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, somebody having a pig as a pet, and this thing was huge.
Well,
Enormous.
it's probably a full blown size.
He was.
Wow, they have
huge.
pot-bellied pigs and they
And-
get big.
It was. I think it was a potbelly pig. Of course, I was a child. I don't really remember, but I feel like that's what they said. He was massive.
Yep.
Yeah, he's growing, but when we got him, he used to root all the time. And he was small, 4 months, 5 months, whenever we got him. You can lay on the floor and he will literally push you, roll you across the floor. I mean, he was strong.
Wow.
He's strong.
Have you
man.
taught it to dance for grapes yet? I seen one that when I lived in Colorado, this woman had a pig that she had taught to dance for grapes, and it had a tutu on, and she'd have him out on the sidewalk every day dancing around for people.
That's too much.
All the thing he likes to do is eat and sleep and more eat. He
No tutu.
He never gets full. His favorite food is Cheerios and cucumbers. Is his favorite.
Oh, that's cute.
Cucumbers.
We have a
Yeah.
dog. He's so fat. And he sits like a drag car, like the back end's up and the front, Anyways, he is so fat. He ran into.
He said, "What kind is he? He's a pig."
Are you talking about my dog or the pig?
I think he's talking about the pig. All I know what kind he is just a pig. I think he's a miniature pot-bellied pig, I believe.
So this fat dog, though, he raided our garden, and he pulled the cucumbers off and took a bite of one, single bite, and then left the rest to rot.
Man.
Yeah.
Freaking dog.
And we are not gardeners, so that was really devastating. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna have cucumbers or pickles. Nope.
That was Jesse, the co-founder, that went through here.
I'm gonna swing my
Oh,
thing
Lord.
around and so you can see him. This is my oldest son. His name's Jesse.
Where we at?
There, yeah. He's a forklift driver, Jonathan.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
Had a long day today. Day was the longest 12 hours of my life.
Oh, sweet baby, yes, I see you.
Yeah, I want to get us another pig, but I want to get a girl pig this time, and give him somebody to play with. He don't have nobody to play with. The cats play with him, but they get scared of him after so long.
Yeah.
He'll try to feed them and stuff.
I remember when you used to go. I can't remember house you would go to, but you'd feed the goat. That goat would come running out and constantly carry in the truck for the goat.
Yeah. I wished I had him when I was in school. I could sit and goat eat my homework, but
Go to eat my homework.
yeah,
Sure.
that was at Joseph's house. Every time he knows my truck, I pull up
It was.
and I have my handful of paper out hanging out the window. He'll climb up on the side of the truck, start eating paper out of my hand.
We had a goat. His name was Julio Fuentes. And he liked to eat cigarette butts, but not just any cigarette butts. It was my mother's menthol cigarette butts. Now, my mother was this woman who, I mean, she was mean. Okay, So, anyways, this goat though got brave and decided, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the cigarettes right out of your hand. And my mother, this little 5'2", 90-pound soaking wet woman, starts kicking the crap out of this goat, and he's just sitting there, give me the cigarette, just kept trying to get back for it. I was like, oh my Lord, my mother fought a goat.
It was funny though, because whenever he did finally win, he was chewing it and you could see little puffs of smoke coming out.
He was smoking it when he was taking it from him.
Me too, Beth.
Yeah. I want me a field of them. I can go out and shoot a gun up in the air and all just fall over. That'd be so fun.
What's really sad though? You know why they're fainting? They're actually having seizures when that happens. It's super sad to think about because seizures can be
and throws them into seizures.
Yeah, it really is detrimental to their brains, but they're super cute.
That and that Joseph's has got two different color eyeballs. They look spooky.
Yeah. Oh, they have spooky eyes anyway. Their eyeballs are sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's mean but funny. Yeah, I always want me a couple of them. I need some goats right here to eat some of this kudzu. Look, whoever had the idea of bringing that stuff over needs their butt kicked.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Cannot kill that stuff.
Mm-mm. It grows everywhere and on everything.
Yeah. That stuff grows a foot a day.
Mm-hmm.
They're great lawnmowers, but man, they are jerks sometimes. I got in a fight with with Julio over our 3 bean plants that we were able to grow. And that little jerk yanked them out by the roots and chewed them up and looked at me like, what?
Yeah, do something. The ironic part is we had a friend who was from I think he was from Cuba, and he would come over and we had this goat whose name was Julio Fuentes. I mean, he thought it was hilarious, but anyways, every time he'd come over, he'd be like, just give me 5 minutes with him. I promise you'll have a good dinner. Just stop eating our goat. You weirdo.
That's like when we first got our pig, I planted some mums out there beside the front porch step, and they're supposed to come back every year, but they didn't do too good the first year. I turned him out so he can go outside and use the bathroom and stuff, and he got gone. I thought, where in the world's he at? I walked around the corner, he was sitting there eating the mums. He done eaten all the way down to the ground.
Yep.
And the next year, them things came back pretty and thick. Now they about to take over the front porch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Did he poop where he ate them?
I don't have a clue where he did, but I'm gonna tell you what.
He replanted.
I worked like a dog out there planting that thing. I had to dig through rock, gravel, and I think I dug the china to get all the rocks out. I worked hard planting that. And then I turn around and look, and he's over there eating.
He's not in Missouri.
He's not in Missouri.
No, he's in Carolina.
He's in Carolina.
I got some for sale, John. Okay. Hey, do you rent them out? I need to rent me some goats. There are a few businesses that have herd of goat to clean out areas. Yep. I just figure if I turn them loose out here, will they eat it, and wherever they can use the bathroom, will it grow back in that spot? That's my problem. I want to get rid of it. I don't want to add to the problem. But I did cut it back with a weed eater one time, and I lift up some to cut it with my hand. I lifted up to cut it with a weed eater, and there's a big old black snake laying up underneath of it. I took off running too. I said, "You can have that."
I don't do spiders. Snakes don't bother me, but spiders. Whew.
Yeah.
Snake.
You lay me down in the bed, spider, bed, or rat, don't bother me. But now snakes is a different ballgame.
The black snakes are supposed to be the good ones, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what they say, but I just don't like
No.
them. I just can't do
Have Tim this again.
The lawnmower. She's like,
it. Yeah, I can't do that. And when
that's what you need.
when I was
for. Take care of your
when I was in the fire department, we've done a house training one night, and we was going in practicing maneuvers and stuff, how to put out the fire and watch the fire grow and all that stuff. And after we got done, they didn't tell me that they had a handful of copperheads laying in that house when we was fighting the fire, or I wouldn't ever went in there. Yeah.
put them in there, or they nest in there.
They had a nest in there.
Okay. I was like, is that one part of the
It's initiation.
I've heard of hazing, but come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't sticking around with no snake.
I'd love to learn to make cheese. Oh, goat. Okay.
I'm like,
You don't make
Yeah.
better.
Copperhead snakes to goat cheese.
Spiders, man.
Yeah.
They said goats were
Oh, they don't.
Okay.
That kind of would make some sense though, because they have pellets, not solid anything. So I would assume then that the seeds probably are.
Is it true they have two stomachs?
Huh?
Is it
Cow.
true?
Cows do.
True.
Spiders, man. Okay, so one time, the first time Ruben and I ever went floating. Okay, and I'm spiders, man. Spiders. We're floating, and we don't know what we're doing. Okay, and so Ruben is just steering us right into an embankment. It was fantastic driving, and but I look up, and in the trees, no kidding, there was like this whole nest of these spiders. Just it's like they're like, oh look, people, and they just start coming down. I jump out, and I'm screaming bloody murder because he's not turning the boat at all. Everybody's down the river thinking I'm being murdered or something. I'm like, I'm out. We are done.
it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I paid for it for laughing.
A tree full of spiders. Could you
Like, the hell
imagine?
with that?
It
The
was
hell
like
with
a
that?
disco ball of hell came
It
down
did.
and was like trying to christen her.
It was for real. They were like, oh look, there's humans. Let's get them.
Oh man, I laughed.
It was so bad.
I've heard the same story of it with snakes down the Chattahoochee River. The guys parked the barges, the boat parts, and the trees. They just started dropping snakes. The guys
Oh.
abandoned the ship, abandoned the bridge parts, and swam across the river and left them there. They went back, of course, later and got them, but it was just hysterical. They said it was awful.
So many reasons why I don't wander around in the woods.
She's like, I prefer St. Louis. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is, I'm scared of Australia. Terrified of the animals they have over there.
Well,
I can
they have
only imagine.
ridiculous, stupid big spiders.
You
No,
guys
thank
imagine
you.
Australia?
No, no, thank you. No, no.
I
love
was in the store the other day and I saw something crawling across the floor and it was a spider. It was about the size of a quarter. I stepped on it and there's a bunch of little babies scattered everywhere. I was like just stomping that one. She like had a hoop head. She like to died. She's
I
like,
have been dying.
Oh yeah, freaking
I'd have
spider
died.
grenade.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, these things no bigger than the end of a match.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
They're little and there's nothing.
So I was getting out of the shower one day, and
Oh, no.
and true story. And I look up at my cabinet, and there's this spider up there, and I'm done. I'm like, I'm not moving. Ruben! Luckily, we have a Google Home, and I'm all like, yelling through Google Home to the other room, get in here to the spider. I take a picture, and it's so big that its eye reflected the flash. It was so big. Its eyes were like,
This spider was so big. He was throwing up gang signs at me when I took him out.
She was like, you got something to say? I said, let's do this.
Like, he was like, "Oh, Vatos Locos forever, homie." Like, he was gangster.
He had throwing stars and all.
Yeah.
Was it a tarantula or what?
No,
Well,
he
I tried
was
to kill
just
that
a
one
wolf
spider.
spider.
Oh, a big wolf spider. Yeah, they're
Oh.
scary anyway.
Years ago.
The video I just uploaded.
I'm showing
I
you tree.
am-
Guys, a snake.
Oh.
Wow.
Nope.
That's a big no. Thank you.
Yeah,
And ew.
a few years back.
I watched this fisherman on YouTube, Bill Dance. So I watched him a lot, and I watched his bloopers. He's like me; he's terrified of a snake. But he was in the boat fishing up underneath some trees, and a black snake fell out on him on the boat. I would have been the second man walk across water because I would have been.
Yup.
Yeah, I don't care what kind of snake you land on me. I'm done.
I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. I'm
Try the
gone.
python
I mean, that
phone
thing
over
would gave you skid marks in your britches. I mean, that's how close it was.
You didn't see the one that didn't know about the one that was in the back room that he let roam the fucking house.
Oh. Jesse was telling a story about he was in somebody's house and a python he didn't know was roaming free in the house come up behind him on a couch and started wrapping around his shoulders.
Nope.
Be like, bye. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not go back.
It like went across your shoulder.
Yeah, I was sitting on the couch and it came
Remember
right across my
language?
shoulder over here.
Oh gosh.
Said
I'd be like
hello.
throwing that thing.
I lost my eye.
Snakes are what shovels were made for.
Yeah. Shotguns too.
Yes.
I don't play with that.
No, me either. I will tear it up.
Vicky was going to tell a story, something about years ago, something.
Years ago, Jesse and I was at the house, and not this house, but another one we lived in. And it was getting cold, and usually that time of year we'd have small mice starting to come in, and we'd have to deal with them and things. And I was sitting in the living room, and I looked in the other room on the floor, and I thought there was a little mouse. And I stood up and I was looking because it was moving funny, and I got up on it and I said, "Oh my God, that's a huge spider."
Yeah.
Jesse's like, "I'll get it." And he gets a magazine and he rolls it up and he creeps up on it. And just as he starts to swing down on it, this thing jumps right at him. He screams, he throws the magazine and took off.
I would have done the same.
What was it?
Yes, he was.
Spider.
Nope.
Yeah, nope, just nope. Bye.
He showed his dominance and he never left.
out.
What does it say?
You
can't
gotta
read it. What does
stay
it
and
say?
I
fight.
used to be able to run and not give out a breath, and when I was in my 20s and 30s, this fat boy can't run too far now. I guess I'll have to fight it.
Gotta stay and fight.
Speaking of,
Hairspray and a lighter.
There you go.
speaking of fat boys fighting, I seen this guy on a beach on a pier, and he got in a fight with a seagull over his hot dog. Gone. Like,
He wasn't letting go of that hot dog.
He was like,
They were trying to steal your stuff.
"Look, homie, you ain't taking my hot dog."
We're trying to steal my stuff.
I don't blame him. Hot dogs are good.
But this fat guy beat that bird. I was worried he was going to get in trouble because he punched it.
Oh wow.
You keep saying that, but he wasn't even a fat guy. He was just some guy.
Stevie there, he's
Bird.
got a video on his channel. I work with his sister at where I work at, and she'll probably kill me for saying this, but y'all have to go check out his one video that is called the Fence Tester. I think that's what the name of it is.
Oh, I remember that when he came on and yeah, I remember that.
She's gonna kill me if she watches this video, but I still watch it and I leave a comment about every time I watch it. I done seen it like 1,000 times and I still can't get enough watching it. But
You should share the link in your page so we can find it easy.
You're really trying to get this guy in trouble.
More
she's,
views.
she's one of my good friends. Well, actually, one of my best friends because I don't have too many there. But she's been real good to me, and he's been good to me too. So I try to help him out, share his videos and stuff. But I laughed so hard the 1,000th time I watched it. Same time I did when I did the first time I watched it. It's so funny.
Some of those are just good.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
Well, it's already 11 o'clock. Good night.
No,
Yes.
it ain't.
It's
only
10.
10:04.
Yeah, Lord, I got
He's in the
No.
future.
That's the one
Yeah.
thing that Ruben and I like about the different times in the United States. We talk about time travel. It actually exists. You're in the future. We're still in the past.
Hey, what's the lottery numbers?
Yeah.
Right?
A wink, wink.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah,
Here
here
you
you go.
go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a pretty good video. I like it. I'm gonna hear about it Wednesday when I go back to work. I might play hooky that day.
Okay, there we are.
It's not like you can escape. You're eventually going to have to go back, so you might as well just face it.
So I could just see you running away on a forklift, maximum speed, what, like 3 miles per hour?
5 miles per hour.
5 miles per hour. Be like, oh, hang on now, I'm gonna kick her up. This is gonna get crazy.
She'll probably catch me and jerk me off the forklift because they slowed theirs down. Somebody got hit, so they slowed them down. I can get off and crawl faster than the forklift moves. I can jack up the forklift, change the tire, put it back on while it's still moving, and get back up on the forklift. I never miss a beat.
Wow.
You can have 2 out-of-body experiences.
Get hit by one last week. Someone hit somebody with a forklift.
Yeah, do you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what they did is they upped the speed because they don't want workman's comp. They want them took out.
We're gonna do it good.
No benefits in retirement.
Yes.
No, they didn't.
She
She got me back for tricking her. She took videos of me. get up from my colonoscopy. She thought I was high.
She thought I was high.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
she told me about that. Yeah, that break time. That was so funny. She was laughing at the same time telling me.
Oops.
Oh Lordy. Well, yeah, I really hate to say goodbyes. I'm having a good time, having fun.
Well, thanks for
I-
having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
I gotta get in the bed. I gotta work Wednesday, so
You need a day off too.
Yeah.
You're not off tomorrow?
yeah, I've got. I don't go back until Wednesday. Then I got Wednesday and Thursday work, and then I got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So we're gonna go back to the bridge Friday night, I guess,
Okay.
to see
Oh,
what
that
we can
sounds
get.
good.
Yay.
But let's see what we got here.
He says she sent it to the
My
preacher.
preacher even got the video. Wait, of you being high?
What's going on? Yeah.
Oh, my.
They ain't right.
That ain't right. Yeah.
Great live, y'all.
Thank you, Dina.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I do appreciate all y'all coming in, and I do enjoy. I want y'all to come back on when y'all can again, and have some more laughs.
We're here.
Yeah.
So
I'll just let you know when, you just whenever you want us, and as long as we don't have an investigation we got to do or something, we'll get it.
yeah.
My goodness.
I do have a show every other Wednesday. It's called Paranormal Journey.
Yeah.
This show is strictly about paranormal, cryptids, UFOs, and all that stuff. Bigfoot, different things like that. I will interview guests. We will go over equipment of the week or some kind of piece of gadget that come out or something everybody uses. We'll talk about that. And then my cousin, she's going to do the paranormal group of the week and stuff like that, and give them a shout out and things like that.
Yeah.
And
Just like Al, man.
I'm hoping that it'll take off. We did our first show this last Wednesday. So not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday we'll have another one come on. It's going to be like every other Wednesday.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like though how you're very much up to date on all the new equipment and stuff like that. Like you give us a lot of good ideas to work from and learn from, and
Right.
I really appreciate that because you're like the tech guru when it comes to paranormal stuff.
Yeah, I've go online about every night or every other night and just look at new stuff that comes out and read a little bit about different things that they've done. And if there's something that look like I can make or have somebody make for me, like half the price what they cost, that's pretty good too. That's what they did to this SLS. They tried to do it cost efficiently, but I can't record on it. That's my problem. I want to be able to record or download some kind of something there on there just to record everything. Then I can turn that into my videos as I play my videos, so I ain't got to turn the camera around and this and that every time.
Right.
So let me ask you this: does your tablet have screen record capabilities where you can record what's on your screen?
I don't know much about it.
Is it Windows?
I think it's Windows, but I downloaded Microsoft on it the other day. Microsoft Edge.
That's Windows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
Windows.
there's a program called OBS Studio that lets you screen record.
Okay.
Because you got Windows on it, so look it up and put it on your tablet, and you can use it and it'll record.
That way you can capture stuff and that was good and funny to watch you freaking out about that dog. But it would have been cool to have the SLS with it too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know too much about. I'm not a computer person. I don't know much. I just took me 2 days to get one thing added on there. It's just like a redneck on the internet. I mean, that's me. I'm a cold lock when it comes to something like that. But now my cell phone is a different ballgame. I stay on it 24/7 just about it.
We'll private message you Ruben's phone number so you can call him.
We could do a remote session. I'll install it for you.
All right. But it does good. And it's just like I said, I had to change out them batteries every 30, 45 minutes at the most on investigations. And sometimes I don't even fool with it. I just stop using it till I get home and re-engineer everything and go back and do stuff like that again. But sometimes it works good and sometimes it's got a mind of its own. I think sometimes it gets possessed with some kind of spirit.
Right. It's like no pictures, please. No pictures.
Yeah. Shy.
Yeah. So I appreciate y'all coming in. I do thank y'all.
I appreciate you asking us to come in.
Oh, anytime. I do enjoy y'all. Y'all are very interesting and funny, and that's what I like. So if y'all ever get to come to North Carolina, look us up, and we'll take y'all a couple places.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, we will. And like I told you earlier, when you guys, if you come and see Tracy or do anything here, let me know, because where Tracy's at right now is like 3 hours from me.
Yeah.
Right. So.
All right. Yeah, she's
Maybe
supposed
to set some sort of investigation up, and Tracy and all of us get together and do something.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. I like that idea.
Yeah.
So y'all have a good night, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see y'all again.
Yes, you will.
Thank you.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See.
See ya.
Missouri, Stevie. We're from Missouri.